Abhyasa and Vairagya. So this is together, this is the dance of effort and surrender. So Abhyasa is effort. It's focused effort on one point. And so this is why we focus on tiny little movements as opposed to taking you through big postures, doing big crazy things, is because I want you to focus your effort and release whatever outcome. Vairagya is releasing the outcome of your efforts. So Abhyasa is focus effort on one point, and Vairagya is releasing this idea that there has to be a certain outcome. And this is how you find balance within the mind, is practicing these 2 points. So Vairagya is the ability to let go of any desire for the fruits of our effort. So this is focused effort, Abhyasa, without attachment, Vairagya, okay? Action for the sake of action. So I just wanted to read this little piece here. When we practice Abhyasa together with Vairagya, the mind remains poised in a state of balance between doing and allowing, and our consciousness can act in the world without getting entangled in its interactions. This state of mind, created by working on these 2 principles, is what allows us to transcend continual polarized movement of our mind. So that's basically just saying we find balance when we practice these 2 together, when we're focusing on one point without thinking that we have to have a certain outcome from it. And so today we're working on head, so that'll be our neck, and then opening up our chest, our shoulders. So oftentimes we have a desk job, we look down at our phones, we text a lot. We're just in this, driving, you see how we're here. And we have this just pattern in our mind. And we always talk about how patterns in the mind are reinforced in the body. And so we have this hunched over, and this is a very keep me safe, stress position. We're flexing all of the muscles of our fight or flight system. And so today we're going to be doing the opposite of that pattern. So we're going to be opening up, externally rotating the arms, focusing on pulling our head back and nice and straight and tall, as opposed to forward and down. We'll be nice and tall and opening up. And because we're going to be opening up and creating this new space for that's kind of going to be a challenge for these muscles that are constantly ready for fight or flight, it can come up as a challenge in the mind. So this is why we're focusing on our efforts to change the pattern of being hunched and folded forward and opening up. And as we practice this over and over, that's when we begin to see the outcome. But this first practice, you might not see huge postural shifts, but you might be more aware of what happens in your posture from day to day. And so it's the constant practicing of balancing the 2, effortful action without thinking that you're going to get this certain outcome after this time. So as we've done this class before, but this class always has so much to it that I do keep my notes next to me for this class. Sorry, there's a tour going on outside. There's a lot of people here just walking by watching me do yoga. Okay, so I always have my notes next to me for this, and this is a very intense class, so I don't want to forget anything. There's a lot of tiny details here. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to start on our backs, and we're going to focus on what's going on in our neck. So you can go ahead and lay down. And what I want you to do is I just want you to take your hands and find the bones of your spine. So you'll be able to, right down the center of your neck, you'll be able to feel these bony little knobs. And I just want you to feel those bony little knobs. Okay? And our spine has a natural curve to it, But because we've been looking down so much in this age of technology, the curve is reversing. So this is what the natural curve will feel like. So at the very base of your spine, kind of by your shoulders, it'll stick out a little bit. Those little knobs will stick out. And then you'll go and they'll disappear, or they'll be harder to find. So you'll find that curve in. And then once you get back up to the top, you might be able to find them again. You'll find a big one right up before you hit your skull. Okay, but what you might feel in your own spine might be different. You might feel that they all kind of just jut out. Just kind of feel what's going on. Now, still keeping your fingers on those spinous processes, what I want you to do is press the back of your skull into the ground. And notice how those muscles around your spinous processes will activate. They'll start to turn on. Now, keeping this pressed down, what's going on with your chin? Is your chin like going up towards the ceiling? Is it tucked, really, really tucked and more towards your chest? Is it in the center? What's going on with your chin? Oftentimes when we're not using our voice, we tend to have our chin really tucked. But when we do use our voice and we speak our truth, often will be wide open, our throat will be open. So see if you can find a middle balance between the two. And what I like to say is chin to parallel to the back wall. And then we're just going to press the back of our head into the mat, just for a few seconds to hold. And then release, hold, and make sure you're not using your upper back to do this. You're trying to isolate this. Remember, hone in on your neck for now. Okay, pressing in. Now you'll move, let's warm up the legs a little bit. Move your heels as close as you can to your bum. And now I want you to press into your head and press into your heels, and your your butt will lift off the ground. Okay, and just press into the back of your head. Now, notice what happens to your chin as you've lifted up. Does your chin lift up? Does it come crunch down? See if you can find a middle ground. That might feel uncomfortable to you. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll rock back and forth, allow the back of my head, just give it a little massage. Since we're starting all these new muscles, keep pressing the head down, keep pressing the heels down, just warming up the neck, warming up the rear, the legs, and release down. Okay, we're gonna work on rotation a little bit. So what will happen is when we rotate now, we don't do a full rotation. So turn your head to the right, and you'll notice that your chin kind of falls towards your right shoulder. And then do the same thing to the left. Your chin will go more towards the left shoulder. So what I want you to think about doing is pulling your ears long, pulling the sides of your neck long, and just rotating your ear towards the mat, straight towards your mat. Try not to let your chin fall down. So this is pure rotation. And then press the side of your head into the mat. Try not to let your chin jut forward or down. Try to find that neutral parallel to the back wall. Then you can come back to center, rock out your head. We're going to go the other way, long through the ears, long through the sides of the neck, and rotate to the left. And so this might be harder than just that letting your chin fall towards the shoulder, but this is that pure rotation of the neck. And then you'll press into the side of the head for a few seconds, just activating the muscles in our neck. Because we're going to be doing so much with our shoulders, and our head just tends to fall forward because we're looking down so much. That's what our muscles are trained to do. You can come back to center. That our chin will tend to jut out during this practice. You might notice your neck muscles nice and warm. What you'll do is take your right knee to your chest, left leg out straight, and we're just going to rotate over, bring the right knee over to the left, and just do a nice spinal twist. But I wanted to warm up the neck, warm up the spine in this way today so that we're not jutting, so that you can feel what it feels like to not jut your chin out and to have pure rotation of the neck. Okay. Now you can bring your knee back to center, switch out, left knee to chest, right knee out straight, and rotate the left knee to the right side, spinal twist to the other side. Just gently warming up the spine. I like to rock my head back and forth. I like the way that massage feels on the back of my head. Something that you can add to your practice if you choose to. Okay, back to center. Okay, squeeze your knees into your chest and you can begin to rock and roll up to a seated position. And we're gonna get into the shoulders now. So we're gonna have our hands on our hips, and you can take seated on your bum or seated on your knees, whatever works. Also, if you have like a block or books, that will help. Like any kind of a book will work, like to be able to, like a thicker book. Yeah, yes. And so you can be sitting on this block right now if that feels comfortable to you. We won't use the block till later, but if you want to sit like me in this position, you can have the block between your legs under your bum. So that helps support if you don't have the flexibility in your quads. So we're going to take our hands to our hips, and we're going to move our shoulders up towards our ears, and then roll them back and squeeze them down and together. And then again, roll them forward, up, squeeze them together and down your back. Yep, and then this is our pattern, rolling them forward and in, up towards the ears, squeeze down the back. Do that a few more times. Round, up towards the ears, squeeze together and down the back, roll and round. Up, squeeze together and back, and then down and around. Nice motion of the shoulders. And what a lot of people will do is they'll want to move like their arms instead of like the whole shoulder girdle. And so make sure that you're really moving the shoulder blade up and back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, down the spine and around. So these little plates on the back of your spine, you think about them coming up towards your ears, then squeezing in together, then coming down your spine and around. So that's protraction and retraction of the spine. Okay, now we've already done that. So now we're gonna hold our hands like we're holding a tray. So our hands are supinated. And I want you to externally rotate your shoulders. So to help with this, you're going to take your inner elbows, and I really want you to think about moving them towards the sky. Then you'll squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. And now, just like we were doing with our head on the ground, pull your head back, press like there's a wall behind your head, and have your chin parallel to the ground. Nice long through the sides of the neck. And you can release your hands to center like you have a band. So coming back to center, and then we're going to, just like you still have that band, like you're pulling a band apart, we're going to externally rotate again. Keep your shoulder blades squeezing together and slowly come back. And this is internal rotation. This is more of our pattern. And then we're going to externally rotate, inner elbows towards the sky, come back to center, externally rotate, and then point your elbows toward the sky, and see what happens when you're externally rotated and then you really think about pointing your inner elbows to the sky. You might feel it increase like right where that shoulder blade is, right behind your armpits. And come back to center. We'll do that one more time. Externally rotate, and then pull the elbows up. Great. All right, and release. Okay, now we're going to come to a stand. Okay, we've already done our neck stuff. So I want you to think, now that we're standing, I want you to think about having eyes in the back of your head when you're rotating. So just like we were doing on the ground, I want you to rotate your head like your eyes are in the back of your head, like you're trying to look behind you. And so instead of just rotating and having your chin drop down toward your shoulder, you're trying to keep your chin level with the ground. So that might mean you have to pull your skull back, your chin back, and then go the other direction. Get long through the sides of your neck, long through your ears, chin parallel with the floor, and back to center. Good. I just want you to feel that. Okay, we're going to take our hands above, interlace our hands above our head. And I want you to do with your shoulders up and then back, up and back, and then reach your arms up really, really high. As high as you can get them. And release them down. All right, let us begin the movement part. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the left foot back. So let's begin warming up our legs even more. We're going to pull our feet towards each other. Take a few breaths in. Notice behind the heart. We'll do 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And on this next exhale, you can either step to the front of the mat and switch, or you can do a jump switch. You can just switch your legs out. Okay. Again, we're going to warm up our legs. So press your feet into the ground and pull your feet towards each other. So we're not sinking into our hips. We're pulling, we're activating the muscles, and then breathe behind the heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And either step forward or do a switch. Inhale. Switch. Inhale. And switch. Just beginning to warm up our legs. And switch. One more time. Both sides. And switch. And switch. Step the right leg to the top of the mat. Inhale, get long through the spine, halfway lift. And exhale, bow, forward fold. We're going to interlace our fingers at our low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, just like we were. Just like you did that, up towards the ears, squeeze them down the back. And then you can begin to straighten your arms as much as you can. Now, if this is too much for your hamstrings, just bend your knees and rest your torso on your knees, and then begin to straighten as much as you can. It's up to you. Listen to your body. Don't push through pain. But take a few breaths here, long through the sides of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Just enjoy a few breaths here. On your next exhale, place your hands on your hips. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, leading with your heart up to a standing position. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, you can step or hop back and lower down all the way to the ground. Okay, take your fingertips wide out past the mat. You'll press into your fingers, round through the back of the spine on your inhale, and then exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down your back. So you may watch on the first time if you need to. So you can press through the spine. Exhale, soften your heart between your shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then inhale, pull your heart forward and up. And exhale, release down.
We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, press down, round the spine. Exhale, soften and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And exhale, release down. One more, inhale, round. Exhale, soften. Inhale, get long through the sides of the body. And exhale, release down. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg back and up. And exhale, step your right foot to meet your right thumb. Press through your front foot. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Okay, let's take our hands out to, or just like we were, supinate your hands. And we're going to externally rotate just like we were in our seated position. So you're grounding through your feet, pulling your feet together, and then externally rotate and internally rotate. Externally rotate, squeeze, 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 like you're trying to pinch a penny between your shoulder blades. And exhale, internal. Inhale, open up. And exhale, release your hands to the ground. Step to plank and lower down all the way, chaturanga. You can also put your knees on the ground there. Now, we're going to warm up our back just a little bit more. So, sorry, I'm trying to keep the microphone off the ground, but you can keep your forehead rested. So squeeze your shoulder blades together and down your back. And then inhale, lift your heart off the ground. Exhale, release down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades. You might lift the hands. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift. Reach your toes away. Maybe lift your hands. And exhale, release down. Inhale, all fours. And press back, downward facing dog. Enjoy a breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward, lift the heels. And exhale, baby steps to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the other foot back and lower down, chaturanga. Fingertips wide, press down, rise up on the inhale. And exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the spine. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And exhale, release. Inhale to all fours. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg backing up. And exhale, step your left foot to meet your left thumb. Press down, rise up, high lunge. Good. Now, we're going to take our hands down by our sides. I want you to externally rotate your arms. So they're down by your sides, and then I want you to pull like you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears now. This is going to activate a different muscle, your lat muscles. It's our pull muscles. They don't get worked very much in yoga, but I want you to think of somebody's pulling your hands straight down. Okay. Now I want you to inhale, keeping your thumbs externally rotated or your arms externally rotated so your thumbs are facing behind you. Reach up to the sky and exhale, come back down like somebody's pulling you towards the ground. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, lower. We'll do one more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to the ground, step back, and you can do knees and lower all the way down, or you can do the full chaturanga, whatever works in your body. Take your hands and place them at your lower back. This time, place your opposite pinky on the top. So when we did it the first time you had one, do the one that makes you feel a little uncomfortable. Okay, squeeze your shoulder blades together and down your back, and then straighten your arms as much as you can. Then we'll inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, soften. Inhale one more time, really reach. Lift the arms, lift the hands. And exhale, release the hands. Inhale, all fours. Press back, downward facing dog. Enjoy a breath here. Inhale. Exhale. We'll enjoy 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Look forward and exhale, baby step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, rise up all the way, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're focusing our efforts on this new pattern of opening up our chest, making sure everything is reversed of what we're used to. Okay, let me flip my page here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now I want you to interlace your fingers, flip your hands and place them on the top of your head. Now squeeze your shoulder blades up and back, then reach your hands up as far as they'll go. Good. Keep your shoulder blades squeezing together. And then you can stretch your ribs up like you're climbing. Go higher, higher, higher. And then you want to make sure that your chin's not jutting forward. Pull it back. Get long through the sides of your neck. And think about your chin being parallel to the ground. Good. You can breathe into your rib cage. Nice work, guys. And you can begin to release. Let me see. You may need a strap or a towel. But if you can, we're going to interlace our fingers at our lower back. See what shoulder mobility you have. If you need a strap to hold on to, you can hold on to a strap. But if you can interlace your fingers at your low back again, that's great. So where we are is our fingers are interlaced at our low back. Roll your shoulder blades up and back, and then try to not lose the height of where your hands are, and then just try to straighten your elbows as much as possible. Remember, you might have a towel because that's where your shoulders are at, but try to keep the height and just reach. So we're really working the back shoulder muscles, the rhomboids, the deltoids, the triceps, everything that's in the back side of the body that doesn't really get a lot of love. So we're holding this here for a little bit. Focused efforts on these muscles, on reaching your hands up towards the sky. Can you stay here? One more breath. And release the hands down. Whew. That's always a good one. Let's stretch out the neck just to make sure, because we have a lot of unwinding happens. So as we start to release the tension in our shoulders, the same thing is going to happen. Our neck is going to want to release. So first thing we'll do, I want you to have support for the back of your head. So you can take your hands on the back of your head and reach, like kind of pull the skin up towards the sky. And then you will take your teeth and keep your bottom teeth up to your top teeth. So keep your jaw closed all the way. And then you'll just gradually look up. Now, I have enough mobility in my neck that my hands cradling my head does not give me any stretch. So if that's you, then just remove your hands, keep your arms externally rotated. To come out of it, you'll lean your body forward. Don't lean your head forward. Lean your body, tilt at the hips, and then your head will fall forward. Great job. Okay. Now let's begin the fun of chair pose. Okay. So you're going to come to the top of your mat, feet a little bit wider than hip width. So they're not together. They're out apart. So bend your knees, sit back. Take your hands out to the sides of your shins. Then I want you to press your shins into your hands and your hands into your shins. So it's almost like you're isometrically pressing your heels away from each other. Notice that that fires up your outer hips. This is what we really want. And then you can sit back. Now, what we're going to do is with our arms, we're going to hold a beach ball, like you're holding a big old ball, and then you're going to open up the heart. So we're retracting the shoulder blades, exhale, protracting the shoulder blades. Retracting, and you can like push your rib cage back and then pull your rib cage forward. Just a few more. I know we're in chair pose. One more. Big squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back and lower down. Chaturanga. Fingertips wide, press around the spine on the inhale. And exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, pull your heart forward and up. And exhale, release down. Inhale, plank or all fours. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back and up. And exhale, step it through. Press down, rise up, high lunge. And exhale, hands to the ground. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog on this one. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg back and up. And exhale, step it through. Press down, rise up, high lunge. And exhale, hands to the ground. Step back to plank, inhale. And exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. One breath here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels, look forward. And exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale to stand. Let me get my hair out of my eyes. Not good with that, this new hair. Okay, inhale, chair pose. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back and lower down, chaturanga. Fingertips wide, press down, rise. And exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, pull your heart forward. And exhale, release down. Inhale, all fours or plank. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back and up. And exhale, step it through. Press down, rise up, high lunge. And exhale, open up, warrior two. So in warrior two, the front heel bisects the arch of the back foot. We're pressing into the heel of our front foot and pull your feet towards each other. So this will activate our legs. We do a whole specific class on that, but just to keep our legs active for this round. Okay. Take your arms out to the side, and I want you to have your hands like you're carrying soup. Okay, so they're supinated. Now what I want you to do is internally rotate, roll your shoulder blades
up and over. So we're rolling into our pattern. And that'll point your thumbs down. And then exhale or inhale, open up and externally rotate. So thumbs go towards the back. Exhale, round, shoulder blades over. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open up. One more exhale, round. Inhale, open up. Warrior two, just remain. And then exhale. And inhale, reverse warrior. Hold here for a few breaths. Inhale. Breathe into that right rib cage. Exhale. Inhale. Focus your efforts on controlling your breath. Can you pull your feet towards each other? And exhale, windmill the hands to the ground. Step back and lower down all the way. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg back and up. Exhale, step it through. Press down, rise up, high lunge. And exhale, open up, warrior two. Okay, so we're going to have cactus arms here. And we're going to pull our elbows towards each other. It's going to create this protraction of the shoulder blades. So you're pushing your rib cage back. You're squeezing your elbows towards each other and around the back. And then you'll exhale, open up, squeeze, retract your shoulder blades. Then inhale, squeeze the elbows towards each other, round the spine. Exhale, open up. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, open. Let's go one more time. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale, open. Point your elbows towards the ceiling. Just one nice big time. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, reverse warrior here. Breathe into your left rib cage. Don't forget your legs. Sometimes I do when I go to reverse warrior. Focus your efforts. Calming your breath in this position can often bring up a lot of challenges. One more good inhale. And exhale, windmill the hands down. Step back and lower. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. We'll enjoy 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. And if ever downward facing dog is too much, you can always press into child's pose for your rest. There's no big deal with that. The more you practice, the more you focus your efforts, you'll find downward dog is such a relaxing position, but it takes time to get there. So this is where it comes into not judging the outcome. So focusing your efforts, but not just for the specific outcome. The effort for the sake of effort. Inhale, lift the heels, look forward, and exhale, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Long spine, exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale to stand. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, bow, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or hop back and lower all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back and up. And exhale, step it through. Press down, rise up, high lunge.
Exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, you can windmill your hands to the ground and lower the back knee. Walk your right foot out to the right. And we're going to take our left hand out to the left. So I like to show you guys at this angle. So your right foot is a little bit wider, your back knee is down, your left hand is out to the side. Okay, so you're in this weird lizard. Okay, so you're going to drop your shoulder just so you can know what it feels like. Roll your shoulder down your back and then press into your hand. So this should open up your chest. So you can sag here and then squeeze your shoulder blade down your back. Then with the top shoulder, you'll do the same thing. So you're still retracting your shoulder blades. Then you can reach back and grab the back foot. You can use a strap, or you can strengthen your hamstrings by just keeping your hand here, your right hand on your right hip, and pulling your foot towards your bum. That'll strengthen your hamstrings. Whatever works for you. But focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together, opening the chest up. Another way to provide safety and you might actually find more space is to pull your back knee towards your front foot and your front foot towards your back knee. That will activate your muscles and you might even find some more space. Release the back foot down. Place your hands on the ground. I'm going to walk back to center. Take your right knee back and lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg back and up. And exhale, step it through. Press down, rise up, high lunge. And exhale, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, windmill the hands to the ground. Lower the back knee down. Walk the left foot out to the left. Take your right hand out to the right. Again, drop your shoulder towards your ear and then roll it down your back. And then take the other and do the same thing. Then you can pull your back leg up and focus on strengthening your hamstrings, or you can reach back and open the chest. You can have a strap to grab the feet, whatever your body feels is necessary. And then you can pull your feet towards each other or your knees towards each other. That'll create strength. I have whole classes on strengthening the legs for flexibility. But today we're focusing our efforts on squeezing our shoulder blades together. You can look forwards towards the front of the mat. Few breaths here. One more big inhale. Exhale, release the back foot down. Take your hands back to center. Left foot back, lower down all the way. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. One breath here, either here or in child's pose, whatever you feel. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, crown of the head away from the tailbone, and bow, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale to stand, Tadasana. Okay, now is when you will need your blocks. You can shake out some of that built up energy. So we're going to take our blocks, thumb on the inside or closer to your body. And just like we did, where we placed it at our lower back, and then squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your elbows together, and then try to lift the block off your back. And then you're thinking about trying to pull the block away from each other, like separate your hands. So you're pulling on the block with your hands. And then focus your efforts on keeping that block lifting off your lower back. The back of your shoulders. Focus on keeping your arms straight. Focus your effort without judging the outcome. Can you roll your shoulder blades together and down your back? If you focus on one little point, that's okay. You don't have to get everything that I've said this one time. And release. Whew. Let's do the opposite of that. Take the block out in the front. Squeeze the block together. Nice little release there. Whew. Almost done with the effort of the class. You can set the block down. Okay. Now what we'll do is take your right arm out to the right. You can make a fist and think like somebody's pulling you to the other side of the room and you're resisting. And then take your left ear over to your left shoulder. Now this is called neural flossing. So you can pump your head a little bit. There should be no zinging. There can be like a tension, but no zinging. You can feel it all the way to your hand, up the side of your neck. You can't stretch nerves, and you will know if your nerve is starting to get stretched. So you can do a pulse if you feel that nice stretch down your arm. Take your left hand and push your head back to center. And then take your left hand out. Think somebody's pulling you and you're resisting it. And then let your right ear fall to the right. Notice that stretch all the way down. Doing great. Remember, no zinging. Sometimes you have to play with the angle of your head to find that stretch all the way down, and that's okay. You can look down, look up. Pull your chin away from your neck, tuck your chin, just play with it. Take your right hand to the right side of your head, come back to center, and take your left hand. Now, I like to give one last good stretch of my neck. So think somebody's pulling your right hand towards the ground. Let your left ear fall to the left. And now just play a little bit. I want you to find the spot that has the most tension for you. So you can look to the ground, or you can look up to the sky. Mine, I feel the most tension when I look down. Remember, no zinging. Try to keep your chin pulling back so your head's not jutted forward. Take your left hand, bring your head back to center. Somebody's pulling your left hand to the ground now. Your left shoulder is going away from your ear to right shoulder. And then play, you can look down. You can look up to the ceiling. Just find which area has the most tension for you. And think about breathing into that space. Chin pulling back so you're not head jutted forward. And right hand to the head, pressing your head back to center. I'm pretty sure you can see me if I come over here. Can you see me, Bree? Yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna do these wall angels. So just like we were in warrior pose, your heels are gonna be touching the wall as best as they can. And then I don't want you thinking hunch forward. So if you have to take your heels away from the wall, that's fine. But the goal is to get the heels to the wall. And then press your elbows, the back of your elbows into the wall, the back of your forearms into the wall. And then I want you to think
about reaching your hands up to the sky without jutting your head forward. So keeping your head gently up against the wall. Reach up, reach up. Try to keep your forearms on the wall the whole time, and then come back down and do the same thing all the way down. Think about keeping your forearms on the wall. So this is strengthening our back muscles. Going up again, squeeze. Keep your head up against the wall. This can bring up a lot of emotion, a lot of tension, because again, we're stretching the front side of the body. One more time, up. And down. Great. Okay. So we're going to take our hands and we're going to think we have the block in between our hands. Roll your shoulder blades up, back, squeeze them together, and then try to lift your hands without that block there. And try to push your hands together now. So we're going to hold this for a moment, really strengthening the back. And remember, don't let your chin jut forward. Think long through the sides of the neck. And pull your chin parallel to the ground. And then focus on squeezing in with the block and up, even though we don't have the block there anymore. Release. Good. Now we're going to flip. Thumbs are going to be facing up. We're going to do the same thing this time. So shoulders up, squeeze and down, and then push the back of your hands together and lift your thumbs up to the sky. Whew, this one brings up a lot for me. I'm not a fan of this one, but it's really good for all the strength. We won't be here for very much longer. Last ditch effort, guys. Keep your chin pulling back the back of your skull like you have eyes in the back of your head, trying to look at the wall behind you. One more good deep breath. And release. Whew. Yep, feel that? Definitely do. All right, so we're going to play with our peak pose now. So you can bring your bum to the ground and take your hands behind you. They can be facing out or straight back, whatever's best for you. You can play a little bit to find the angle by picking your bum up and moving it towards your heels. And then you can find where the musculature, where the shape of the the humerus in the socket, where it feels the least impinged. So it can be straight back or anywhere in between. But what we'll do is roll your shoulder blades up together and down. So you're puffing your chest up, and then press your heels into the ground and you'll be in tabletop position. And just press here. You can let the head go straight back. You can open it all the way up. Think about pressing your heels into the ground, press the bum straight up. Release the bum to the ground. Allow the head to rock forward. You can do that one more time. So shoulders up towards the ears, squeeze them together and down the back, and then press into your heels. You found tabletop position, really opening up your chest. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. Once you get better, you can even rock back and forth. You can begin to straighten the legs. Whatever works for you. This is your practice. Slowly move your bum to the ground. Good. Now, let's gently roll down onto our backs. You guys did so great. Just to massage out the back of our head, we're going to rock back and forth. I am the biggest fan of this, especially after this monster of a class. This is a great practice. Pumps out toxins from around your skull. This can even reset the muscles in your neck, reset your spine. You might even feel like you unwind as you're laying here. Just up to you. Take your right leg, your right foot over your left knee. And this may be enough for you. You can stay here if you're feeling the stretch. Keep the foot flexed, the knee pressing away from your face, or you might find that you can clasp the back of the left thigh and come into this reclined pigeon pose. And just begin slowing the breath. We focused our efforts on opening up our chest today without having the specific outcome in mind of being able to do something. Just finding this balance between effort and letting go of results. Effortful action without judging ourselves based on a result. You can take the left foot to the ground, switch left foot over right knee, flex the foot, that'll protect your knee, press your knee away from you, and then you can either stay there or pull your right knee towards your chest. As a society, all of us, we get really addicted to the outcome and we forget about the journey and how beautiful the journey is. We forget our efforts along the way are a beautiful part of that practice. And so as we practice honing our mind on our efforts on or off the mat, we can begin to release and find balance instead of forgetting about the journey and just chasing success. Ha, Bree. She gets that. Okay, you can release, pull your knees into your chest. We'll do one more spinal twist. Take your knees over to the left. Right hand out to the right. You can cactus your arm or you can take it straight. And then you have the option to look over your right shoulder. Make sure you drink lots of water. Foam rollers can be good. Rolling out your back. Pay attention to what you notice. Back to center. And then roll over to the right. Look over your left shoulder. This is one of those classes that you can break apart. I designed this one so that you have little sections where you can take the exercises into your workplace, into your daily life, your morning routine, so that you can begin to have tiny chunks of being able to reverse your own patterns. I wanted this class to empower you in different ways than just coming on the mat every day and doing a class. I wanted you to be able to take little chunks of this class into your life. Come back to center. Give yourself a nice big hug. Release your feet straight out. Shavasana is oftentimes the hardest part. This is the easiest part for everybody to skip because they feel like it's nothing. However, this is when we integrate everything that we just did. So begin to close your eyes, breathe in through the nose, open your mouth and let it out. One more just like that. Inhale. And exhale, let it out. You can place your hands on the ground. I am going to take you on a journey through the corpse, is what it's called. But Shavasana is dead man's pose. And so just closing your eyes, begin to notice the space between your eyes. Notice the hollow of your throat. Notice your heart center. Come back to the hollow of your throat. Notice into your right shoulder, your right elbow, your right wrist. the tip of your right thumb, the tip of your index finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your pinky finger. Your right wrist, your right elbow, your right shoulder, hollow of the throat, your left shoulder. Notice your left elbow, your left wrist, the tip of your left thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, and tip of the pinky finger. Your left wrist, your left elbow, your left shoulder, hollow of the throat, heart center, your upper belly or your solar plexus, your lower belly, your pubic bone, your right hip, your right knee, your right ankle, tip of the big toe, the second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe, your right ankle, your right knee, your right hip, pubic bone, your left hip, your left knee, your left ankle, tip of the left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, pubic bone, lower belly, upper belly, heart center, hollow of the throat, in between your eyebrows or the third eye. Begin to notice yourself breathing. Those of you at home, you can feel free to stay here as long as you want. You can wiggle your toes, coming back into your body. Reach your hands up over your head. Give yourself a good morning stretch. You can roll to the right or the left. Gently walk yourself up to a seated position. Whatever seat is most comfortable to you. Thank you for joining me today, for stepping onto the mat to focus your efforts on your body, taking the time to become more aware of what's going on with you, where you have strength, where you have weaknesses, without judgment of the outcome of the practice, without saying, this is where I'm weak, I need to work on that. Instead, just seeing the awareness of it and allowing yourself to, in the future, practice strengthening those muscles and strengthening those different patterns that aren't what we're used to.